All right, guys, it's Ty from GamesFromTheFront.com with an after action report for our 18th session of the campaign game for Where Eagles Dare. We played this past Tuesday night, and I think we had just about a full complement of players, four Germans, two Allied players, and we had one or two observers show up at different times. This particular session wrapped up the 1500 turn for September 19th, 1944. So it was a rather long turn. Started off with the 59th Infantry uh, um, formation activation chit. This is for the Independents, and interestingly, the Independents are down to well, at the time they were down to a single unit. Now I think they've been entirely eliminated. There used to be a gun here outside Best, so it's a pretty ineffective formation chit for them. German direct came out next. Germans were pretty low on command points, so didn't do too much of anything. During the formation activation chit for Henke, which is out, they were out here around San. They actually pulled out a lost armor event, and as such have started to have some units down here towards Eindhoven. And I think it was one of these. Initially, the armored units were out here in the fields, and since a couple different activations happened, now they're really adjacent to the bridge into Eindhoven. KG Walther activation chit came out next for the division. Von Hoffman had some units here on club route, so earned a couple of victory points. Later on, a route event removed them from play, so they are now in the off-map area. That's our second route for the game. It was pretty quiet relative to other areas down here in Valkenswald. A little bit of combat, but not too much. Didn't impact much of anybody. But the 231st and Kampfgruppe Henke are still in combat. But now, like I said, because von Hoffman routed, club route up to Eindhoven is clear up again, up until you get to this Panzer unit from the 2107th. Let's take a look. Later on, we saw the activation from the 101st. So that means that we activated these uh, glider units. They took a couple of step losses, and then there was one engineer unit that was eliminated. And because we have a German unit in the supply zone, the 101st supply is interdicted, so that they'll be at a -1 troop quality for a while. But one of the beautiful things in this turn is that Group Hot and Cold have started to make their way up across the Best Bridge. And it's actually pretty cool. Even though I'm playing the Germans, it's actually really cool to see these guys hit the open road. Club Route was, Group Cold was entirely on the eastern side of the bridge here and sped across, and some other units have made it to the outskirts of St. Odenrode. So they were really, really moving. I know the Germans at Best are trying to get some units onto the route, but it's been tough going for them. In St. Odenrode itself, the 101st Divisional Jeeps have showed up and have mounted up with a couple of paratroop companies, and they are starting to make their way north through Fagel and then all the way up to Uden, where we actually have a single C company from the 501st on the outskirts of town, or actually in town, in Uden. So I don't know if there's a lot of combat, but a lot of maneuvering and a couple of events. I mentioned the route. I mentioned the lost armor. I think there was an ambush. Oh yeah, we've got these glider pilots here out on San that came out by some of the rules for the campaign game. They conducted an ambush on the German units via a special event. So, fun event. Again, not too much combat, but a lot of maneuvering and some events. So, if you haven't seen it on Facebook or ComSim World or anywhere else that I've posted, Board Game Geek. I'm starting up a second game. I'm starting to organize. I'm not going to play, but I'm helping organize a second game of Where Eagles Dare. So if you're interested, be sure to shoot me a message, and we're going to try to get another game going. All right, thanks for watching. Bye bye.